I'm just diving deeper into what creates something like Silicon Valley and how do we replicate it? How do we come up with better environment to innovate, to create new ways of doing things, to evolve actually? And what's fascinating by looking at the history of Silicon Valley, I had a hypothesis that basically it was the balance between the patriotic view and the matriarchic view, the doing and the being, the man and the woman, that basically created Silicon Valley. And there's some hints of that because Silicon Valley, according to this professor, actually was created because of the war, the Cold War, and the dynamics between, the energy that was put in there by the investment from the military into the university. The university representing the matriarchic society, the free thinkers, the community, and the military representing the patriotic facility. When these two met, without basically having an objective other than to better the community, something magical happened. The cycle repeated itself when VCs appeared in Silicon Valley. And they started to invest heavily into Silicon Valley, into becoming entrepreneurial. It was again without direction. It was again without trying to control everything, but more to be everything. When those two systems meets, and you have a free system, not guided by one person or one identity and one set of rules, but rather let free. But when there's enough opportunity, there's enough capital, there's enough energy, there's enough momentum, then those two, the patriotic and the matriarchic, create something beautiful. So when you look at VCs and you look at where we're running our innovation centers and how we're trying to run this province, it's ridiculous because everything goes to one person. Everything's directed to one goal. And there cannot be a community. There cannot be free spirits because it's dedicated to making money. It's dedicated to making a profit. And as soon as you do that, you have a set of rules that kicks in that stops you from behaving creatively. It starts you from becoming a patriarch, a more follower of the rules. And that's why VCs fail. And that's why this province is failing. Because we're guided by one identity. There could be no growth and no evolution and no success without those two things. When there's too much of one, too much dictatorship, it doesn't work. And if there's too much of community, not enough doing, it doesn't work either. There's the balance between the yin and the yang, the female and the male, the patriotic systems and the matriarchic systems. You have to have a balance.